Hey guys, it's Lewis. Welcome back to Stoned A Problems. Hope everyone's been having a good day today. So, on a quick side note, before I go ahead into today's episode, I was going to go ahead and record more workout footage. I do have some like preliminary shit working out, fucking around with the angles of the camera and the stand and stuff like that on my Instagram. But I have been working out for about a month now with no breaks, and I am feeling the repercussions of that ignorance, of that stupidity. I have started to gain some like serious pain in my left wrist. It's not sprained, nothing's broken. But the last time I tried to work out, which was on a Friday, I was trying to do curls, and I couldn't. I could not. So before I exasperate that situation any further by continuously being a jackass, I'm gonna take a little break and allow my hand to heal, stuff like that. I have insurance, but I don't wanna go through that, obviously, because then I fucking injure and I can't work out a bit more. So, aside from that, on oh my god, excuse me. On today's episode, I wanted to talk about how easy it is to compare your lives to other people in a negative fashion. Especially with Instagram nowadays, and you know, like not everyone is traveling to fucking Dubai every other week and getting paid for it, or traveling to fucking Mykonos that every fucking influencer seems to like to go for some reason. Not all of us feel that way. Not all of us do live that lifestyle. But it's easy to associate that. It's easy to compare it and forget that we're just seeing people's highlight reels. What I'm saying? We're not looking at the real lives. We're catching them at the perfect moment, with the perfect angling and the perfect lighting and the perfect situation, encompassing their surroundings, encompassing what you're seeing in the camera and all that, in the picture, video, whatever the case may be. And it's easy to see all that, completely forget that it's just a highlight, and then look at your life and be like, damn, I'm fucking up. Damn, I'm not driving a fucking Bugatti. I don't have a fucking nice ass penthouse at the beach or whatever the fuck it is. I'm here grinding and I'm trying my best, and yet nothing's going for me. So it's extremely easy to just fall into a fucking rabbit hole and stay there. Especially with us guys. Those guys really, have a lot of expectations riding on us. We're expected to provide. We're expected to have money. We're expected to have the means and the resources to be able to fulfill all those things. So when we're not doing that, we're seen as failures. We're not even seen as men. We're ostracized. We're castrated in somewhat by society. Even right now, society's kind of like trying to eradicate men. They're telling us guys that we ain't no good, and we're not necessary for family or anything like that. And then they're telling women they could be men and women all at the same time. And then it's just a fucking shitstorm of crap that they're throwing out. But I was on that same wave, you know. Um, I've always been an intelligent motherfucker, but I didn't take advantage of it. I had to go through what I went through and suffered like a motherfucker to become who I am. And to finally have that goal in mind, because I never really knew what I wanted to do, and I had to go through all that to figure out what I really did want to do. And to stop hating myself for not being a CEO or not having millions of dollars or not having a Bugatti or whatever the fuck it is, not having any of these materialistic fucking gratifications or whatever that society has placed on us, because it's all about money nowadays. But I don't have any of those things, and I used to hate myself for not having them, not being able to attain these materials. And I've just started to realize, as I've gotten older and hopefully wiser, is that none of that means anything. At the end of the day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And We all like some of us do come from terrible circumstances and terrible situations, split families, whatever the case may be, and we don't have had an ideal path to follow. Some people are born with the fucking mindset that from middle school or high school they already know what the fuck they want to do, and that's obviously a great advantage. I didn't have that, and I'm sure a lot of us don't have that. So, but I just started to realize that, you know, fuck that shit. Fuck expectations. Obviously not. The expectation to place yourself are absolutely essential and critical and vastly important. You don't want to stay in the same place the whole fucking goddamn time. But it's not how you start. What I'm saying? Like, I'm suffering. I've been suffering for most of my fucking life, but now I know what I want to do, and I have my goal in mind, and it's just really sad that society has defined success in relation to how much money you have, in relation to where your credit score is, what your net worth is. And if your dream, if your goal, or your ideal state of what happiness is, if that doesn't provide for you any of those things, then your dream is not worth having. That's basically what society tells you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have a goal that's going to make you go up. You're going to have a goal that's going to bring you money, it's going to bring you financial security. Obviously, it helps, shit is getting more and more expensive by the fucking day because of hyperinflation, but I don't think money should ever be like the end all be all. It shouldn't be the ideal state itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you should use money as a means to get ahead, as a means to further yourself towards that goal, but it shouldn't be the goal itself. And I feel like once that becomes your goal, you kind of lose your sense of humanity. You know what I'm saying? You can't take money with you to the grave. How many people are rich as fuck and they still end up killing themselves? Look at Anthony Bourdain, greatest job in the world, going around the country, going around the world, eating great food, meeting great people, ends up hanging himself. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have all the money in the world doesn't mean you're happy. We creatures are more complicated than that, and people seem to wanna forget about that or neglect it or I don't know what it is. But we're more than that. And my dream is not to be a fucking multi-millionaire. Even before YouTube, when I was doing my podcast, I would have friends, I would have people messaging me or texting me, telling me that one of the episodes I broadcasted or published or whatever help them get through a serious time, and that's to me the greatest feeling in the whole world, to be able to help people, to know that whatever it is that I share with you helped you. That's one of the reasons I do this, because I know how it is. I know how it is to be alone, and I know how it is to feel like you're stuck. But one thing that really helped me is that you have to really, embrace the suffering that you're in. Embrace the baptism of fire, and like stop comparing your lives to other people. A lot of it's bullshit anyways. I know a lot of you guys know that, the fucking cars that these people pull up in videos or shoots, or they're in a fucking private jet plane. All that shit is fucking rented. They don't own that. A lot of these chicks probably suck someone's dick just to fucking be in a Ferrari or get a bottle Don Julio. Unless the guy's a fucking jackass, but there are some simps out there, which I don't understand. But to stop comparing yourself to them, and to also stop hating yourself for not being where you ideally should be. Oh, if I would have done this, or I could have done that, or should have done this, blah, 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 blah. Cut that crap out. Cut it out. Woulda, coulda, shoulda doesn't exist, and it's just a complete waste of time if you're going to envelop yourself in this world of superlatives, because it's just an infinite space. There's just it's a limitless amount of avenues that you could dive into that are going to completely waste your time, because what's done is done. And what's important is that you find what you want to do. You know, and even if you don't know what that is yet, do something with your hobbies. Do something, find something that you really truly enjoy, and make something out of it. Make a living out of it. That'd be great. You know, do something you're happy and stop listening to the noise of society telling you that you gotta be making six figures and shit minimum. But no, you're not a high value man. If you're not making a whole lot of money, no bitch is gonna want to get with you. Well, then fuck them. I'm not interested. Okay, because I don't really fuck with that shit. Uh, the whole money thing. Oh, you gotta be able to buy me Birkin bags and shit. Like who the fuck are you, bitch? Like that's one thing I don't fucking understand. Women want equality and equal rights, and they don't want to be treated as second-rate citizens. But they still want you to feed them. They still want you to clothe them. They still want you to put the house, a fucking roof over their heads, and they have nothing to give you back. So, it's kind of unrealistic. It's unfair, but it's how life is. The expectations placed on us because we're male, we're men, and we're the alphas. Whether you like it or not, whether these people bitch about it or not, us men created the fucking world, and we will continue to. So, nothing against women, but it's just how it is. We're expected to do all these things. And it's extremely easy fall in depression, especially with your fucking family, and they're looking at you with eyes. What the fuck? This motherfucker ain't doing nothing. Nah, 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 nah. Like fuck that shit. You know, I deal with that, and I've just learned how to not give a fuck. They don't know what I've been through. They don't know what I've had to go through. You know, the amount of suffering that I've had to do. But one thing that I feel like is even more important, well, once you get past the not comparing thing, the next thing is to embrace the suffering you're going through, and to embrace the suffering you've gone through, and to also embrace the suffering that you are going to continuously go through throughout your whole fucking life. Suffering is going to go on forever and ever and ever, right? You can't escape it. Don't allow these socialists to tell you otherwise, that we're going to create a utopia with no more suffering. Embrace it. Embrace the baptism of fire, because it's going to make you a hard-ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Embrace the suffering. Don't let it beat you down. Embrace the truth, the reality of the situation, that this suffering is making you someone. And at the end, make this suffering worthwhile. And yeah, you start a little bit behind him. Yeah, ideally you could have been something else, but what the fuck is ideal but an abstract format? It's abstract for a reason. There is no such thing as ideal. All that matters is that you fucking get there. And realize that the suffering you've gone through, and that's one thing I've learned too, is like I used to hate myself all the time because, oh, what the fuck, I went through all this bullshit, blah, 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 blah. No, I appreciate it now. Because if it wasn't for all of that shit that I went through, I wouldn't have my goals in my mind. I wouldn't be the man I am today. And I'm pretty fucking proud of the man I am today. And I wouldn't be, just optimistic about what the future has in store for me if I continue on this path that I found myself in. But I had to go through that suffering, so I love the suffering. Learn to be a little bit of a masochist with it. Like, wherever the suffering is, I want it. To step out of my comfort zone. If you feel anxious, if you feel like you're like, what am I doing here? Stay there. Break out of your comfort zone. Break out of your bubble. And embrace it. Embrace the fact that you're going to suffer and you're going to fall flat on your fucking face over and over and over and over and over again. But fuck it, keep going. And fuck these influencers and all these other fucking rappers that just sing dumb shit and they're making millions. It's not your fault. It's the fault of society being so fucking stupid and ignorant nowadays, which is an episode I'm going to talk about some other time. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be on that way. I don't want to make money just because I'm singing dumb shit or regurgitated shit. I don't want to sell my soul to do that. I don't want to sell my soul fucking making the same dances that every dumbass is doing. You know, I want to make my mark. And it really doesn't matter where you came from. You know, you could still be a fucking success even if you start fucking late. Look, one of my favorite examples, and some people don't like him, but one of my favorite examples is Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon is not even French, guys. He's not even French. He's Corsican, and he ended up being emperor of the fucking French and basically ruling the Europe for 2 decades. He wiped out the Holy Roman Empire and a fucking institution that was lasting for 1,000 years ever since Charlemagne in the 800s. And he came from an impoverished family. You know, doesn't matter where you came from. Doesn't matter where you start. All that matters is that you fucking put your head down and put the fucking work in. And one thing I really do appreciate about the gym is that you're gonna have to be patient. You know, you put in that work, and you just gotta be able to trust and believe that you are putting the necessary work to facilitate these motherfucking gains. Because you're not gonna see the fruits of your labor in a day or in a week or a month or even 6 months or even a fucking year. You're gonna have to take your time. This is an investment, you know, and that's a huge problem with people now is that their attention spans are so fucking short that they don't even give a plan the appropriate amount of time for it to really for them to really grow it before they ditch it and do something else. Like, no, stay dedicated, see that plan through and see what can happen. Be patient and realize that you gotta put the fucking work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gotta be able to trust yourself and know that, oh shit, I'm doing whatever I need to do, and sooner or later, I'm gonna get something back. But you gotta keep going and keep going and cancel the fucking fact that some people you know like you're seen as a disappointment because you might be struggling still and you're supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing that, but you know what? Life doesn't give a fuck about your ideals. Life doesn't give a fuck about your expectations or your family's expectations or anything like that. Life is gonna come in, chew you, and then spit you right the fuck back out. Doesn't matter about your fucking plan. You just gotta get up and adapt. You know, to survive is to adapt and overcome. And you know, I just wanted to really hone that in with you guys because I know I'm not the only one that's felt that way. You know, been like a disappointment and I got nothing going for me. What's the point? Look at me. I'm struggling. I'm barely making ends meet right now. I can't really say much and stuff like that. But just keep your fucking head down and keep going. You know, embrace that shit. Embrace the suffering. That's when you get at the mountaintop. It's gonna feel so good because you didn't quit. And you didn't let your past circumstances or your past experiences or your upbringing or whatever the fuck it was to allow you to define your reality. You were able to break out of your mold and break out of that mold and find your own way. And whatever that is, as long as you're not raping and killing people, do it. Do you. And hopefully you can help other people along the way. That's all. There's just so much negativity in this world that it'd be nice to help others. I'm an asshole, but not that big of an asshole. So, I just want to leave it at that. Thank you guys for watching and listening. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, help me out a lot with the algorithm. Definitely would appreciate it. Like always, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, feel free to hit me up down below or on Instagram, or if you're a homeboy, just text me. So, until next time, guys, hope you all have a great time. Be safe.